You and I are about to play a game. The game is simple. It's called Is It That Serious? I'm going to describe something to you, then I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to simply ask you, is it that serious? And I want to know what you think in the comment section down below. We're all caught up? Good. Remember when you used to be young? I know, it was such a long time ago. You would go outside, everything would be in black and white, the world would be viewed as a simpler time. You would hang out with your friends, two of which would have a razor scooter, and they would beat your legs with those things, and they would laugh at you even though they knew you were in excruciating pain. You would look at the neighborhood, and you would see your neighbors' houses, and you would think to yourselves, which one of you are we going to prank today? And of course, you could throw toilet paper. Of course, you might throw some water balloons on a car, or you might do the old casual plain state of American society, ding dong ditch. And you would either ring a doorbell, knock on the door, and then run like hell, and then watch from a distance as your neighbor would be very annoyed that somebody would waste their time by making them get up out of their beds or off their sofas to answer the door and nobody's there. Well, what if we took that entire concept and had someone who thought it would be a good idea in response to teenagers ding dong ditching them and deciding to kill them, and is now facing life in prison.
County man receiving multiple life sentences. A Riverside County man receiving multiple life sentences for the murders of 3 teenagers. The sentencing comes years after a ding-dong ditch prank went horribly wrong. Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan has reaction from the victims' families tonight.
3 life sentences with no chance for parole. That's the sentence for Anurag Chandra, convicted of murdering 3 teenagers, intentionally running them down and ramming them with his car. Prosecutors saying it was revenge after one of the kids had played ding-dong ditch on him. After court, family members of the victims spoke out.
I feel that justice was served. I think it would have been nice to have it sooner. I mean, 3.5 years, but who knew that COVID would happen right after?
It's not going to bring back any of our boys. But we feel that justice was served.
It happened back on January 19th, 2020 in Temescal Valley. The prosecutors saying after the car full of kids took off, Chandra went after them in his own car, playing a deadly game of cat and mouse with them, driving perhaps over 100 miles an hour before ramming them, their car plowing into a tree. They say he then drove back and forth past the accident scene for enjoyment, never even attempting to call 911. Drake Ruiz, Daniel Hawkins, and Jacob Ivascu were killed.
We've been robbed of watching them get married. We've been robbed of our grandchildren with our boys. And on the other hand, Chandra, he's robbed himself of that with his daughters. He will never watch his daughters graduate from college. He will never walk his daughters down the aisle. We still are surprised that there was no remorse. I mean, he never changed the look on his face. I mean, a normal human being would... You're facing life in prison, so why not show some emotion and be at least a little bit sorry for what you did?
Before the sentencing, the defense attorney had argued for a new trial, saying his client did not have intent to kill, but was just making rash and impulsive decisions. The judge disagreed. In Riverside, Rob McMillan, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
You've seen that. The question is very simple. Is it that serious? I hold the belief it's not that serious. Yes, it's annoying. Yes, it's a nuisance. Yes, it would get on my nerves if people were just knocking on my door and then running away. But my response would not be to kill them. Why? Because it ain't that deep for me. I could be annoyed, I could be bothered, but I'm not gonna be hunting people down, taking their lives, and then sitting in jail next to Big Tyrone. I'm sorry, but it ain't going down for me like that. Big Tyrone likes him quiet, and this man was just sitting around in his little stoic demeanor thinking that, I'm just gonna sit here and be proud of myself, and I'm going to sit here and be vindicated because my actions are justified. The cell door is gonna close shut, and Big Tyrone is just gonna tell you get on all fours because you gonna have a wonderful time in Candyland, and he got a sugar cane directly for you. I could understand you might bring up examples of other situations where someone's knocking on a door or opening something that is of another person's property and they respond by opening fire. And my only response to that is you can't compare to ding dong ditch with innocently knocking on a door or trying to figure out where someone is or mistakenly opening someone else's property with a gunshot wound. These two things are different, might hold the same consequences for the person who shoots, but they are different circumstances. I do not think you should be opening fire or taking somebody's life for a ding-dong ditch. I don't think that's the proper response. Maybe prank them back. Maybe don't even acknowledge it. Maybe if you have a Ring camera, you see what's going on at the door, and if there's no one there, and if you look at the recording and it's somebody having a laugh at you and they run, oh well, they have a laugh. And if it's something that they routinely do, guess what? You got their faces. Go look around the neighborhood to see where they at, knock on their door, and tell their parents. Because guess what? Snitches don't get stitches, because a lot of bitches don't know how to put a stitch on somebody. And that's all I really got to say. I would love to hear your reactions and your thoughts in the comment section to this down below. Are you someone who agrees? Are you someone who disagrees? Let me know. I want to read all the interesting hot takes. I will see you all in the next one. Subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.